Alright, welcome, hello. We're starting the stream. Hey Noah.
Hello.
I have started the stream now.
Excellent.
Surprise,
Hello,
surprise. Yeah, please welcome Noah, who is with me tonight. And we'll be showing off a little bit of what we've been doing today together with Jonas, Noah's brother Liam. And yeah, so let's just take a look at what we have here. I'm just gonna start by hitting play and show you how far we are right now. This is just a sample scene to kind of look at how our mechanics work and so on, and to kind of demonstrate some of the art, but it will be rearranged for the full game. So what we're doing is this Ludum Dare that we're participating in, it has a theme called Deeper and Deeper, and we've interpreted this as going underwater deeper and deeper as a kind of fish. And the little story that we are thinking about is you kind of have to go down some underwater caves and make it to the breeding grounds of your kind. And here's the kind of twist to the mechanics, is that you can blow yourself up, you're like blowfish, and you can kind of make yourself big and then your controls change. And you can use, for example, you can use the big farm to break things in the environment like I just did there.
That's the basic idea of our underwater adventure.
Pretty much. And we decided to make it kind of a linear game that lets you go through a little bit of an adventure kind of story in a way, you could say, in the loosest sense, where you're trying to make it to the breeding grounds that for your species unfortunately are very deep at the bottom of the ocean, and you basically have to get there, but it's a dangerous path there basically, and it gets more and more dangerous the deeper you go.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's what we have right now. Jonas coded this player movement. By the way, Jonas is not here with us tonight anymore because he had to do some other stuff. But yeah, he wrote this.
Liam.
Yeah, and Liam is also not there anymore. But we'll regroup tomorrow and see where we're at and add some more content to it, of course. So we have this little fish here. It spawns a bunch of bubbles and stuff. When you click, oh yeah, you control it with your mouse, and when you click with the right key, then you turn into the big form, and when you click right again, then you turn into small form again. And I think there are also enemies that Liam prototyped so far. Let me show
Yeah, there's
you
a
one of
patrol
those.
enemy.
Yeah. So we've got this red guy, and we've got this green guy. Aren't they beautiful?
They're beautiful stuff. I'm gonna have to definitely make the artwork for them. And again, just good news. The thing that was bugging is working now. So I see the images.
Beautiful.
I absolutely love the little bubbles that are
wonderful.
fish.
And we have a little checkpoint system that also now respawns these broken things if you haven't saved the checkpoint again. So if I die now, the broken things at the bottom should be there again. Yeah, as you can see. So Liam also made a checkpoint system, and I extended it a bit with these broken or breakable terrain things. Obviously still needs a lot of polish and so on. And oh my god, your tweet worked wonders, I think. Did you tweet about it?
Maybe my Discord.
Oh, your Discord. Ah, okay. Hey, welcome everybody. I don't think I had so many viewers at the same time ever.
Yeah, it might be hard for you, Jan, to develop the game while checking the chat.
Yeah, I'm kind of used to it. It's just more people than usual. Welcome everybody.
Excellent. But yeah, I mean, if anybody has questions, I'll be glad to answer. I'm going to be making art for the game there. going to be working on adding depth to the world, some parallax, foreground, background things, making obviously artwork and animations for the different enemy characters. I want to juice up the transformation of the fish when it blows up and gets all spiky.
Yeah. Right now it doesn't even change the sprite, right? For the
yeah, for now it's just prototyping. Yeah. But yeah, great progress, guys. When I was away this afternoon a little bit, and Jan and Jonas were continuing to work on the game, and I think that's part of the magic of working in a team, is that despite you not maybe being there in person, the game still moves on. And you get back and you see all these improvements and additions, which is always very nice.
How do you like the new thing I added when you go out of water? You get gravity and fall down again. That's kind of fun.
Oh yes, great. Yeah, I noticed that. I just completely took it for granted. I was like, oh, this feels nice. Yeah, it was always there, right?
And before you could just fly.
Yeah, oh man, that feels awesome.
And you're bouncy now when you're the big dude, so you bounce off of things. And when you're smaller,
okay, I've noticed that you can actually also crash into destructible terrain and destroy them.
Yeah.
So it's pretty hard to do so. Like you have to be really kind of close.
You just have to, you have to be kind of close, and then you have to click at the right moment while still accelerating to it.
Maybe we can make it a little less difficult. I don't know if there's any settings we can tweak there.
I mean, we could make the small player faster than it is right now. Other than that, I think there's some damping that we could decrease for the big fish, so that you slow down less when you're big.
Right.
Apart from that, I can reduce the required speed, but then you might be able to also destroy them when you're not just transforming into the fish, and then it completely loses its skill element. We also decided that the shockwave just shouldn't destroy the terrain, because we thought that would probably be confusing. So, yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, and this is what it looks like in the editor right now. So we have several different layers for the parallax effect. We have a perspective camera, so it's the easy way of making parallax in Unity.
Very easy, If I remember a long time ago looking at a very complicated video from Brackies, too complicated, but there was still definitely a lot of coding involved to get a simple parallax system working.
Yeah.
I'm guessing back then there wasn't this simple technique of just setting it to perspective.
Oh no, that's not even a technique. That's just, that's not like technology, right? That's just how perspective cameras work. You can just have that in
layers. You think it worked all the time?
It worked all the time, yes, of course. But sometimes people want to tweak their parallax. So you should see our parallax system in Glitcheon. It's way more complex. We have these regions, these parallax regions, where specifically there, then you can set like the different speeds at which things moves and so on. Like, so it's sometimes it's just a choice to make it complicated.
True.
What's the jam theme? Yeah, deeper and deeper. So we interpret this as going deeper and deeper underwater. And kind of like moving down into a cave system, because you want to go all the way to the bottom of the ocean, where the breeding ground of your species are, and your little blowfish. You can blow yourself up to a bigger size and protect yourself that way from enemies and destroy terrain, like I just did there. But you're also faster and vulnerable in different ways as a blowfish, so you constantly have to you're slower, with as like if you're big, and you constantly rise up, so you can't actually go down when you're big, so you need to switch back and forth between these two phases, basically.
At its core, really just I think having quite an interesting time developing an underwater world. I don't think any of us have really done that before.
I did with 2 games before, actually.
Oh man, okay.
One of which being a VR game underwater that I made at university, and then another one being Flubby Farm, of course, that I made with Jonas and some other uni friends. at a previous Ludum Dare. So I think Ludum Dare and underwater things, I'm building up a little bit of a track record here.
I feel like something, there's a lot of, I mean, underwater worlds have so much, you know, creativity really that you can get into, because it's still a very unknown area.
Yeah,
just on planet Earth.
Even
also,
like in the real world, yeah.
And...
Absolutely. So, yeah. So many undiscovered species and so on.
Exactly. You could technically draw a very alien-like fish, and people could, you know, question whether or not this is just from your imagination, or if it's something that's actually based off reality.
Yeah, I recently saw a Twitter thread where it just posted a bunch of deep sea creatures and said, if you want creature inspirations, look no further than the deep sea. It's amazing the kind of animals that exist already. Yeah, let me actually show you guys a little bit of our plans that we developed on a beautiful, beautiful Miro board.
Oh yes.
So we have
brainstorming. Those 2 hours, about 2 hours of idea.
Back
and forth, and a lot of fun. We came up with quite a few interesting ideas. But yeah, let Jan show you the hectic scribbles.
So here you see some of the. Oh my god! I don't know why it's lagging so much, but here you can see some of our early sketches that don't really mean a lot yet. We always do that in the beginning, it seems like, where you just draw whatever. But then we also got into more detail and like what we kind of want to do. Here you see kind of already the blowfish idea coming up, right? And this is an idea for a boss that we have, where you go inside and you kind of blow up pieces of the boss inside.
Yeah, Miro is something I think I highly recommend now that I've used it 3-4 times for game jams.
Yeah,
if you're doing any brainstorming with a team and you're not in person, then it's pretty awesome.
And you have you can draw and stuff, and you have text and so on. We're not sponsored by Miro, it's just cool. And we wrote down a little bit of the properties that we wanted to have for the big fish, for the small fish. And yeah, so basically it should start here at the water surface, of course, at the very top, because you're supposed to go deeper and deeper, of course, because that's the theme.
Yep.
You're supposed to be with a couple of other fish. And by the way, not everything might make it into the game jam game at the end of the day. We might also just skip a bunch of this stuff. Depends on how much we can add. By the way, Mushin G asks, hi, may I ask how are they making a game before the theme reveal? The theme has been revealed, so the theme is deeper and deeper.
This morning at 2 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Great time.
Almost 1 day, kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not too late for any of you to take part, really. You still have plenty of time to make a game. You can even take part in the jam version, which is what we're doing, and that means we've got 72 hours to make a game. So, I mean, if you've got a Sunday free and you feel like doing something nice and
you can even still start.
Then yeah, Ludum Dare could be a good option.
So King Owl says, remove moving, it's useless. We're gonna think about that. I think we should really, think about what it would be like without moving.
Well, that is kind of cryptic.
Yeah. So
King Owl has a vision.
Yes, yeah, King Owl always has visions. Not always the best ones, but yeah. So you'll start. Let me get back into what we're planning to do, and we'll see how far we can get with it.
Yep.
But we'll start with a bunch of other fish, and maybe they'll talk and say like, we have to go to the breeding grounds. Come join us, and then you already have your partner with you, so. We're thinking of it like you're a female fish and you have your partner, and you just want to get to the breeding grounds together to lay some eggs and stuff. And first of all, you'll be introduced to your movement, then you'll be introduced to your blowfish mechanic, where you can crash into walls. So that'll be the first thing, where there's an obstacle between you, and then you have to go on and break that. Then everyone goes down, your partner stays with you, and you explore deeper. Then we might add some hazards here already, some spikes that you could blow up on, just to introduce slightly that things might be getting dangerous. Then here we thought it would be nice to have some seaweed and maybe some secret room up here. We'll see how much non-linearity we can add to it. And then in the seaweed there will be like hidden secret little path. So things start off in kind of a chill way where you're just exploring, moving around. Then here things get a little more dangerous. You'll have to break stuff again, so you'll have to break this wall, and there are spikes up top now. And remember how I showed you that the blowfish always goes up when it's big? So when you're big, you always move up, and you have a little cooldown until you can get small again. So you have to break the wall at the bottom, because then you'll rise up, and if you rise up into the spikes, of course, you'll have to restart from the last checkpoint. So we're introducing a little bit of danger here. Then this is an idea that I had for a cool section where we could add some man-made objects. So I'm having like a little sketch of a submarine on top here, and some sea mines that have chains. And my idea was that you can either swim over them in small form and then go around them here, or you can blow up the chains as a blowfish, and then the mines will rise up and explode.
That was a pretty cool idea. Yeah, I like that one.
Oops, I just moved something. Yeah, so that's the one here. Maybe we'll have some oil spill as well, just to show that things might get a little deadly. And then you'll be going in here into these seaweeds again. And these seaweeds will be so thick that basically you cannot see your partner anymore. And as you come out the other side, your partner's gone. And it's like, oh no, what happened? And you might even see a little corpse of a fish, of another fish, coming out of the seaweeds, and you might think, oh no, my partner died. Yeah, so that'll be, from now on you're kind of alone, so the tension is still rising. And now we might like spawn some creatures, some evil fish that'll want to eat you. Maybe some smaller ones for the beginning, still dangerous, but not the really big stuff yet. And then you'll have to break some floors that are at the bottom, because that's a little harder than breaking them when they're on the side. Take some different paths, then some enemies that spawn on the sides here, while also having to break things at the bottom. Jonas had a really cool idea where basically you have to go through a very slim area at first as a small fish, and then blow yourself up when it opens up, and then there's a wall at the bottom of it, which I thought would be a cool way of introducing this. So yeah, it's one of Jonas's ideas. And then continuing with the concept of having smaller corridors and bigger rooms. This is next little section where you have these corridors that you can only go through as a small fish. And then you have rooms where you might have to turn into big fish again to break stuff, or to deflect enemies, basically. Yeah, and afterwards I had the idea that you could have some pillars that are holding up an object that you can break, and when you break the last one, the object falls down and kind of crashes into the ground. So you'll have to also avoid the object crashing down, basically. And then we have the idea of entering a giant turtle's body.
Lots of wacky ideas going on.
Yeah, for sure. And we might not do everything, as I said. But before that, you'll meet up with some of your fish friends, and maybe have a little conversation there. And then they swim into the turtle mouth first, and you'll follow them afterwards. And you can break the belly of the turtle to enter the next section. And then you my idea was that you exit the turtle, and you kind of get eaten by no, you don't get eaten, but one of your friends who you just talked to gets eaten by one of the really horrifying deep sea creatures. Like I'm thinking like anglerfish and weird things that we don't even know the names of. Because yeah, as we said, there are some truly horrifying monsters in the deep sea, even in the real world.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and this will be like a little more of an open area with bigger creatures, and now you'll be like it'll be dark and stuff, and glowy monsters will chase you. You'll have to try to get away as a small fish, and maybe break some paths as a big fish or something like that. Yeah.
This is the ideal scenario, though.
That will be yes. Of course, we might not do most of the stuff here. We're just thinking like, okay, if we can get this done, then this is the plan. We have all those kind of ideas, but we might not do most of them, in fact. So it just depends how far we get with it. And then further on, we wanted to end it all with a big boss fight where you have to kind of avoid its claws on the outside. Maybe blow yourself up a couple times to either break something or deflect some enemies coming at you, some smaller fish. And eventually you want to make it into the mouth of the boss to blow up some organs inside. So blow yourself up against these organs of the fish, and if you destroy 3 of them or something like that, you'll get out of there. The big boss will blow up, and then at the end, once that's done, you'll be in the breeding grounds, where you will actually reunite with your partner, so your partner didn't die. So yeah, I just spoiled the entire story.
Well done, yeah. Well done.
But yeah, it might totally differ in the end. This is just kind of the ideal scenario. That's just what we imagine, and of course, it's usually different from what you imagine. But yeah,
that's true. And if anybody in the chat is interested in pitching ideas that you might have, or how a creature should look, or a mechanic maybe you think could be good to implement, then yeah, please let us know. By the way, Jan, I'm going to share a little collab here. Just
nice. Let's get some stuff.
A few parallax pieces, and I'm beginning to add just a few tentacle-like creatures. For now, they're just harmless. The act has, I guess, some art. But yeah, so I'm going to collab that.
Should I do 2D or 3D? I would say go with what you're best at. So if you're a good modeler, then do 3D. Or also like go with what your game needs, right? Like, but I would also say, in the interest of time during game jams, you should play to your strengths. So we're going with 2D because we have this amazing 2D artist.
Thank you. But with that said, it's true that if it depends on what the game jam goal is of viewers. If you want to enter a game jam with the goal of learning a new skill, then perhaps doing something that you're not comfortable with, like me, it would be 3D. It could be an interesting idea, but it would be a very challenging one. Yeah,
that's true. Like if you want to learn 3D from scratch within the game jam time, you might not make a game.
That is true. That is the risk you're going for. So maybe. Yeah, in a weekend time it's tough. Maybe a week-long jam, it's a bit more.
Yeah, that's more feasible, especially if you already have a little bit of experience. Then sure.
Exactly, it's the fact of having that deadline which can push you to learning new skills.
We added some algae and corals and stuff. Those are basically just the plants that are already on the terrain, but in big. Nice. That's cool. Oh, and the deep sea creature.
No, that's a work in progress, obviously. It looks like it's in a teapot.
So, like, this is when Noah does art. Everyone, so this it always just looks like that. Everything else you just stole from somewhere on the internet.
Oh yes. Well, Shadow was asking whether somebody's interested in learning how I made the water effects, and so it's still work in progress here. But yeah, we're definitely getting there. It was a collaboration with Jan. Jan added also these little white lines, which I painted, but I didn't really add them, but you made a good effect.
Yep.
But yeah, the water effect is mainly made thanks to an awesome asset pack called the All-in-One Shader. And it really makes it very easy to create cool wave-like motions, cool ripple effects.
Exactly.
It costs about $15 on the asset store, so it's so worth it. If you have just a little bit of cash to spend, you get tons of great effects. And Jan has also been able to try it, so maybe he can tell you what he thinks about it.
Yeah, it is very interesting. I mean, it can be a little bit clunky to use because you have to make materials with it. I guess that's fair enough.
There's a tiny little learning curve.
Yeah, but it's fine. Like once you learn how it works, and I think it's probably got a good documentation, right? Once you learn how it works, it's very easy, and you have just a ton of effects that you can apply to 2D assets, especially.
Yeah, you can combine effects. You could, of course, also animate effects. So you might, just by animating, and you can also code different values. So
that's of course very valuable.
A lot of flexibility.
Yeah. So you can do lots of different things. Oh man, we might have to add this to Glitchion actually with the glitch effect. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, so lots of different things to try out here. Not all of them might be suited for what you need in the moment, but it feels like it has something for every situation. It's really quite cool.
Yeah.
By the way, does this thing also have different blend modes? So like additive blending or something like that? You know about
I'm not entirely sure, but it's possible.
Yeah, because I did find some blending, but I didn't quite figure out how it works. It's like up here there's custom blending that you can set. But then it has these weird terms, screw mode and dist mode. I just don't know what it means.
I'm not entirely sure there.
Yeah. But that would be really cool if it also had like additive blending, so you could like use that for lights and so on. Anyway, yeah, it's still a very cool asset. Maybe it even has that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very useful. We made this wavy line. The foreground ripples. The background is moving like that. The background we also changed the hue because originally it looked like this, as you can see here in the corner. So yeah, it allows you to.
You did mention that the cut isn't quite perfect between the ocean and the sky.
Oh yeah, that's something, because right now I'm just using a sprite mask to render the sky within that.
It's a bit tricky. I wonder how we can get the waves. So I got an idea. I can create instead of just lines, the wave will also have some blue that fades out into the ocean. So
yeah, I could imagine also just having a still line that just kind of hides the line that is here with some wobbliness to it, and then having this wavy stuff on top of it will still look wavy enough, I think.
True, that could be a nice solution.
That would be pretty simple, and that way it would look a little nicer. So I want to do some stuff too. I don't want to just hang out and talk. So what's there to do? I think I could do maybe the spike hazards that you're supposed to die to, and that should be pretty simple because we already have enemies that kill you.
We're in need of a level design also, beginning to build up the levels and how they'll play.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think I'm gonna start with the spikes because those are kind of important to the level design.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I'll get into some programming, or I don't even know if I need that much programming because we already have enemies that kill you, so maybe I can just steal something from there. But yeah, some objects, I can draw some silhouettes with Photoshop maybe. If you don't mind, I can also do that.
Definitely. I need all the help I can get right now. Large oceans to create.
Yeah. Alright, then let's collaborate. I'm gonna try to emulate your style a little bit. We'll see how it works together. But since it's all silhouettes, I think it's not a problem.
True.
I also have some of those like watercolor brushes as well, so I think it'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
Actually, some time ago, and when I say some time ago, I mean really like quite a lot of years ago, I created some watercolor brushes myself by actually painting with like watercolors onto a paper and scanning that in and then putting that into Photoshop.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've never actually made custom Photoshop brushes.
It's so fun to do. You should definitely try it.
Huh. Yeah, I guess the internet feels so full of them already that but
yeah, it is, but it's just fun to do.
It's a fun process.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just really fun, and it's not hard at all. Yeah. Anyway, so it always feels a bit like you're adding your own touch to it. I think we'll start with just making some sprites. Oh yeah, by the way, here's like some of those watercolor brushes that I have.
Oh, nice.
That's how I faded out the edges here.
Yeah, still got their own... Oh wait. Yeah, one of them is exactly the one I've got.
Yeah, so...
They're great, classics.
Yeah, anyway, I think we should start with adding a new texture sheet here. What kind of resolutions do you use for yours?
So usually 16 by 9, 1600 pixels by 900s.
Oh, really? You make okay. I was gonna do like
I'll often start on that top canvas, but I might make a bunch of spikes in the corner, and then I'll just crop whatever.
I see. I'm gonna make it a 2K texture, I think. It probably doesn't need to be that big, but who cares? We can always reduce the size later. So 2048. Alright, and let's invert this and we'll just draw some silhouettes. By the way, for everyone who doesn't know, I'm a little bit weird. And some might say crazy, because I draw everything I do with my mouse.
Definitely crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Nobody in
clear sign of
do that.
Insanity. There's no saving me. So we're just gonna.
So, hey, what is the like? Have you tried a tablet before? You just didn't like it?
I didn't like it. I was so used at the point when I tried to use like tablets and stuff. I was already so used to mouse painting. It just felt weird to me not being able to see where you're drawing. I guess it would be different, a lot different actually for me if I had one with a screen on it.
Yeah, I think it would be different for me too if I did, and I'm considering getting one at some point.
Yeah, I think that would probably even be quite the game changer for me. But since I don't have that, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right for me. Okay, yeah, this is too soft, so let's just use a hard brush. Whatever, we can do all the details with that as well. Alright, so I'm just gonna create a single spike here. Actually, fading that out at the bottom is not a terrible idea. Don't want it to be perfectly even, it's supposed to be a bit jagged with its edges and stuff. Yeah, but I don't know, it's simple sprites like this I think are enough. I'm just gonna create a variation of this one.
That looks fine, that looks fine.
One that's a little
I'm
thinner.
making fish.
Alright. So what kind of fish will those be?
This one here is going to be in the background, basically, kind of a parallax effect, but it'll be wiggling around a little bit.
Okay. Nice.
I guess this is not really a priority though, so maybe I don't want to spend too much time on these little details.
Yeah,
when you've got a whole ocean to make, there's so many details you can add.
Yeah, so that's true, but maybe you're right, and we should focus on like gameplay elements.
You cut there?
Maybe you're right, and we should focus on like gameplay elements.
Yeah, I think so. So I'm just making this fish, and then I'll be starting to create art for the enemies and also the checkpoints.
Oh, I'm not sure if we need art for the checkpoints, actually.
Just a yellow circle?
I think no representation at all is fine, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
So we will just have these large trigger areas that are really big, and you cannot avoid them, is the idea. So
that could be fine. I was imagining though that in later points when it's very gloomy and dark, in the ocean, and you see maybe little glowing orbs will give you kind of a hopeful feel to just get there. And also, I kind of felt it was nice to know that you're. Then again,
but the thing with that is that then you have to consciously go to it, or it needs to be the whole area needs to be like that, because we wanted like one of the design requirements for these checkpoints is that you cannot avoid them, because otherwise you could go pass one, then collect the next one, then go back again and collect the previous one, and then you're back at that point again. Since the game's gonna be pretty linear, I think it's just a better idea to make them unavoidable.
Right. But one thing before I forget also, Jan, is that the speed of the fish, it feels good, but if it actually ends up this fast, we're going to have to make a pretty big world for the player to not just finish it in a minute. So I'm wondering if we should slow down the speed, the overall speed.
I think if it feels good and we have these tiles and so on, let's just make the world bigger. And make the tiles bigger, scale them up. They are high resolution enough, right?
Probably are, yeah. Right, yeah, hold on, let's do that then.
Because we're doing the silhouette style, might as well use its advantages.
A vast world.
Yeah, I think
massive open world.
We'll just have to create it as big as the requirements are from the gameplay side. And if this movement feels good, then we should stick with it, in my opinion.
Yeah, okay.
So we're gonna make this one into a bunch of smaller spikes. Or slimmer, thinner spikes. The art be looking hella nice. Well, compliments go out to Noah.
What was that?
Mashup Games said the art be looking hella nice.
Oh, thank you.
That's just the beginning. Now we need to add in those bits again. Oops. Alright. I think we're gonna need one spike here that's a little bigger again. Maybe go a little deeper into this. Turn this into a proper spike.
Done.
Probably makes sense to scale this down a little bit, so for gameplay's sake, the player's not confused about what the collision shape is. It do be looking kind of nice. Alright. This game do be looking epic. Alright, everyone likes the look so far. That's good.
Well, that is good news. That is very good news.
I'm just
Cool.
gonna do that.
Fish here, I'm gonna bring it all the way over there.
One more spike over here. Okay, so that's another silhouette. Hello XTOP. We're making some spike arts, some hazards. And
hard work going on, hard work.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna make one that is just a spike ball that can sometimes be useful.
Yeah, spike balls rarely go miss. I mean, rarely are not useful when you need this good hazard. They do the trick.
So that one Unity dev says a long-time Blackthornprod fan.
Oh, thank you.
And asks, as an inspiring YouTube game dev, or I think what he means as an aspiring YouTuber, I think he wants to be a game dev YouTuber. What do you think the key of success is? What's your key to success?
I think the reason I got I'm able to do it full time really is because I was quite consistent with posting videos, making games, just constantly trying to get better, and that's what I'm still doing really, just being very consistent in working. So I think consistency is one of the most important qualities you can have to build up any kind of success in any skill. So yeah, be very patient with the improvements you make, the games you create, videos, whatever, because it's going to take quite a bit of time to get better. Because me, just as an example, I started a YouTube channel before Blackthornprod. It never went anywhere, and that was between 2014, 2016, and then I recreated a YouTube channel, and it took me 6 months to get my first 1,000 subscribers. So as you can see, it's a very slow process. You not to get discouraged by mediocre results.
Absolutely. Now I'm only streaming, so that doesn't get you as many subscribers, and I'm also not doing it as seriously as people like Jonas and Noah are doing. So that's even slower.
Yeah, no, certainly.
Especially if you're on YouTube. I feel like on Twitch that can be different, but I don't know, I find YouTube more comfortable somehow. And I also already had a little bit of an audience on YouTube and none on Twitch, so I decided to do it on YouTube.
So what would be your best game dev tip?
My best game dev tip?
Yeah.
So now we're just talking about being successful as a game developer rather than being successful in terms of marketing and so on, right? So like just making games. Right, I know more about that than about how to be successful as a YouTuber or whatever. So I like to tell people that having a good plan and the production mindset and doing things in favor of getting things done is a really good skill to develop, above many technical skills even, I would say, because a lot of people will never get their games done because they don't have that kind of production mindset, or they're putting too much of their ego into it, or they're not focused enough, or they don't know what to do. I find like a lot of the time when you start procrastinating and not getting progress on your game made, it's precisely because you end up at a point in your process where you forget what you can do next, or where you kind of run out of exactly what the next thing should be. and then you just sit around and say, well, yeah, I don't know what to do. It's there's so much work, you know, like and you lose kind of you lose perspective on what is important in your process and in your game. And I feel like if you have a really good plan, and don't go overboard with planning, there's also a thing such as over planning, where you just spend too much time on it. But I feel like when you have a good plan and you know exactly the order of things that you want to do, that can help a lot. At least that helps me a lot when I just, at least in sort of midterm type of situation. So like I know what to do for the next week, and for the next month I roughly know what to do. And I feel like that sort of thinking like a producer a bit like that, even if you're a solo dev, can help immensely to make progress and to keep making progress and to stop yourself from stopping.
Yep, that's a good tip.
And that's one of the tips that are maybe not so obvious, so that's why I like to say that one.
True, planning is very important, and so I rarely plan more than a month, more than a week ahead. I might have some distant goals, like finish my current project, and I want to get that done in about 3 months, but it's rarely very concrete. So that I feel that's something I could improve on quite a bit, is my planning skills and having a bigger picture of where I'm supposed to be going and what I can actually get done.
Yeah, I think can definitely help. Though you seem to be doing quite well as well, so whatever you're doing seems to work for you too. I can of course only mention what are the things that work for me, you know. And for me, making some plans and writing them down, using things such as Kanban boards, Miro boards, and so on, is it's definitely helpful to keep on track and to keep motivated as well, because then you see also how much you've already been doing, you know. If you document that stuff, then you know, I've been moving that far already, and I'm actually making progress, and that can feel awesome.
All right, Jan, this wiggly fish.
Oh, wiggly fish.
An hour later.
Okay.
I'm going to get back to the enemies. So just reminding me, the red enemy, patrol, and the green enemy is the follow enemy.
Yep. The green enemy, by the way, has a pretty funny problem right now, and that is that it keeps continuously going further into the Z depth.
The what?
Into the Z direction.
The follow enemy.
Yeah, and it just goes further and further into the depth.
Well, that is problematic, and will probably be able to fix that quite quickly tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully, because I don't know why it's doing that. It's quite funny. It just keeps going further away.
A-star top acid pack.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely get this done. We've made a couple enemies in Olobolo who dodge obstacles, and they don't have a weird Z thing going on.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows what he's doing. It's just something that I noticed.
Well, yeah. In the meantime, I'll just get the patrol enemy. I wonder, should it be a jellyfish? Maybe let's ask perhaps the chat here. What should be what should the patrolling enemy look like? So it's going to be just an enemy basically that moves from point A to point B to point C and then back to point A, and it's supposed to be a deadly enemy that if the little fish collides with it, is going to get brought back to his previous checkpoint. So does anybody have any ideas?
Oh yeah, hit us with them. There's a lot of really long messages in chat right now, and I'm not going to be able to read all of that. But yeah, if people have ideas, drop them. Make a jellyfish, B-bomb says.
That's what I was thinking. A jellyfish could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It could be pretty cool, and it would rotate to face the correct patrol point, and then have little tentacles wiggling around.
Yeah. Also, jellyfish can look super awesome as a deep sea creature. Because you can add all these...
we can make several types of jellyfish.
Yeah, you can add all these bioluminescent pieces to it, right?
Yes.
So that it basically has all these glowy bits. So I think that would look very cool as well. I think we have just about enough spikes now. Just one thing that I want to add to it. One final thing is a little curve. So we kind of have a way to rotate spikes around curves. Around corners, I mean. So we'll add one more layer to it, and this one will just be smaller spikes. Kind of like that. That's kind of our little corner here. Let me just remove some of the bits that go here. Yeah, this is meant to go onto edges like that, so you can kind of combine that and then rotate it around 90 degrees.
Ectopic, I'm thinking of a shark, a vicious shark to eat the player. Maybe that's, yeah, I mean, for a patrolling enemy it might be a bit too epic. That'd be a baby shark.
I mean, the one that doesn't patrol around points, but the one that follows you,
maybe
it's a bit more intelligent, so that could be one. I think also, like, we need smaller enemies. Like, we need some, I don't know, piranha type things or something like that.
Yeah.
That we can spawn many of.
Yeah.
So that you can believably...
Follow enemies. Some maybe are bigger follow enemies and they maybe move faster. That could be the shark type. And then we have the smaller and slower ones that maybe could be the piranhas.
Yep. Yeah, so the idea there is to get some that we can spawn more of and that can believably be deflected by the blowfish ability.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've gotten enough of the things now. Do you think we should add some of that like erase some bits from them with the watercolor?
Let me see. No, I think it's pretty good there.
Alright, in that case, let's just export this. Okay, so I'm just gonna... Do we have any folders that we can put it in? Let me just go where I need to be. Oh no. Okay, well, never mind. I'm just gonna go to desktop.
I'm cutting back, everybody. I'm just gonna have a quick drink of water and I'll be with you in 2 minutes.
See you in a bit. Hey Jonas, Noah and Jan, how are you guys doing? We are doing fine. Jonas is actually not with us right now because he already had to end his day. I think he has some other plans for tonight. But he'll be back with us tomorrow again. Alright, so wait, I need to open the desktop folder here. Ah, there it is. Okay. Let's just get those spikes in. Alright, so we got a sheet of spikes. Hello, what is the game you're making? Ah, I should explain this. Okay. We're making, so the theme of this Ludum Dare is deeper and deeper, and we're interpreting it like you are a fish underwater and you have to go deeper and deeper to the bottom of the ocean, because for your species, the bottom of the ocean, that's where your breeding ground is. And you have to go through a maze of underwater caves and so on, discovering various things along the way. Welcome back! And you will try to get there basically with your partner to lay eggs and have children together at the end. So yeah, that's the idea. And there's various dangerous... Yeah, someone asked what kind of game we're making. And there's various dangers such as other sea creatures and so on that try to oppose you and eat you. And I'm just gonna get your collab here and see what you've added.
Oh, yeah.
That one, Unity Dev says sea urchin for patrolling enemy. Are sea urchins, are they moving around actively?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm just getting Noah's
getting my collab.
Yes,
I added a wiggly fish, which actually doesn't have any
purpose.
Gameplay purpose.
Other than looking pretty, hopefully. Oh my god, it looks so good though. Oh, that's super cool. But it just swims away. Don't go away.
And more spawn though. I've made little spawners where
okay, so they will keep going. Oh, that's so cool.
around the world. So we get these little.
It's like a particle system, almost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and by the way, you're a blowfish, so you can blow yourself up, and when you're blown up, then you control differently.
Great variety of these fishes. Now that I've got the system in place, but I'll do that if I have time right at the end.
Yeah. I think it would be cool if they could kind of go in the same direction as you want to go, to kind of give you some directionality.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they could be programmed to do anything really. I'm just got a little script on them that makes them move right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
you get the programmers doing
yeah.
all that. You know those lazy programmers there, Jonas and yeah.
Yeah. Our main programmers are
just
already out. Yeah, they left us, and now we can only add art. No, that's not true. We can both code as well.
Yeah, we're a team of generalists.
That is true, and that's very useful.
Yep.
At least in an indie team, I think when you're like a big AAA studio, then you need more specializations. But for little indies like us, I think that's perfect if you know a little bit of everything.
Definitely.
Right, let's slice this. I think we want to turn it to multiple. Apply. And then we're just gonna automatically slice it. I think that's gonna be fine. Yeah, there we go. So we have all our spikes. Lots of spikes. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make a bunch of spike prefabs out of these, so that I can just like... Oh yeah, that seems like the right size.
Yeah, the patrol enemy doesn't have any script on it for some reason.
Oh,
the programmer did not make any scripts. I'm just gonna add it.
It has a script in the scene, so maybe that was just not applied.
It was not applied, huh? Right. Well, it's quick and easy to do. I'll just do that.
Yeah. The script in the scene just wasn't applied. You can right-click and apply, and then it should be on the prefab as well. Hello, Barnacle. Oh, that's our level designer for Glitchion. Welcome.
Oh, you cut there, Yen?
I said hello, Barnacle. That's our level designer for Glitchion.
Oh, hello.
Just joined the chat. Let me show you what we're making. I will get to actually making some progress in a while. Don't worry. But I want to show you what we're making, because I I've talked to Barnacle about this before. So we're making, for Deeper and Deeper, a thing where you have to go deeper and deeper as a little fish to reach the breeding grounds of your species, because you wanna have children and lay eggs and stuff. So we're doing this deeper underwater world where you try to get to the bottom of the ocean, because that's where this species that you're of lays their eggs. Though you consume food and so on the top, so you're not always at the bottom. So you start at the water surface, and you have to go down.
I agree with Adric that we should clean up the hierarchy.
Yeah, this is a testing scene, by the way. This is not going to be our final in-game scene. This is just so that we can test a bunch of stuff, and we're gonna set up a clean scene for sure. At least I hope that's what's gonna happen. Because
if we're actually putting the entire game in a single scene, the hierarchy is gonna have to be.
Oh yeah, we need to sort it a bunch. Over here the earth has turned again and it's getting dark. I'm gonna turn on the lights. 1 second. Alright, I'm back.
Alrighty.
It was getting really dark.
Yeah, me too. It was a beautiful day here in France. I must say it was quite hard at times to work. Just seeing a beautiful blue sky, you just feel drawn to going outdoors. That's the thing with summer and spring. You just feel more and more like spending time in the fresh air. So I will surely this summer, instead of doing classic digital game dev, I'm gonna give a board game or card, like physical card game.
Oh, that's awesome!
A go.
That is really cool.
Yeah, so I can do it outdoors and yeah, I think that'll be just an interesting project.
Oh yes, for sure. The thing with that is that you almost need some kind of publisher for the to send it out to people, right?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Either I try and make it to a commercial project, or it would just be a very interesting video and I just make one copy or a few copies for family and friends. I guess it depends on how.
If you make one, I call dibs on it.
Yeah.
I will get one copy, right?
I'll give you one copy.
Okay.
Special one for you, signed by the developer. Ah,
amazing! Can't wait. Yeah, I've also had a pretty cool idea for a board game. I might pitch it to you someday. But in short, it's like a word game where you have to connect letters to make words, but you always take turns. And whenever you make a word, the language changes. So it's a bilingual word game where you try to get points by stringing letters together into one big long letter chain and try to make words with the last couple letters, and you always take turns.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, I already prototyped it, but it's just so hard to publish a board game.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I wouldn't be too keen. I guess maybe that is a bit selfish to make a great game and then not sell it to anybody. Just keep it for yourself. But I mean, yeah, it would be more of a personal project, I think, initially.
Yeah.
I could make several. The current one I've got, and which I've already prototyped on paper, is a strategy card game, and it really feels like it has a lot of potential.
We're just doing one damage kill, right, for spikes.
Yeah.
No health and shenanigans like that. Fadric says, it's my first time here. What do you do in the industry, like skills as an artist or a coder? Generalist, but I'm a professional programmer. So as my job, I work right now at a company where we're making a VR football training tool. So for like soccer, and it's called Saiva. You can actually look it up. Saiva is the name, and that's what I'm working on as a programmer. I'm doing animation programming there with actually pretty interesting motion capture animation that we captured ourselves with motion capture. So it's pretty awesome stuff. But yeah, that's it's not a game. It's VR and it's also Unity, but it's more of a serious application as a learning tool for football coaches and players. So that's what I'm doing professionally. I'm a designer and programmer there, and I am also an artist. I am doing a game in my free time with some friends, including Barnacle, who's also in chat. Barnacle is our level designer, River Forge is our programmer, and I'm doing the art for that one, as well as the sound design and music. So as you can probably tell, I'm pretty much a generalist. Yeah, but the game that I'm making, the links are in the description, you can check it out. It's called Glitchion. We have a demo out that is on itch, so I would really appreciate it if you wanted to give it a try.
Yeah, and is there any, like, do you know roughly when it might be complete?
Ooh, that's a question and a half. Yeah, so the situation with Glitchion is, right, I have a full-time job, and
Yep.
Barnacle goes to school, River has a full-time job, so we're a team of 3, but we're all just doing it when we can, you know, in our free time. And it's supposed to be like a Metroidvania and not a tiny game, so actually having a bunch of content and so on. So my guess is that it will just take quite a bit longer until we have the full version out. But the demo is already has quite a lot of content and is free on itch.io, so you can check that out.
Yeah, I played through all the way to the end. Obviously, probably didn't find many of the secrets and stuff.
Yeah,
but
there's lots of secrets.
Yeah, it's just completely skimmed through those. But what I did play was impressive.
Thank you. So you played the more recent demo?
I played a few months ago there.
Oh yeah.
Feedback on Discord. So is that the most recent demo?
Oh yeah. We have a new update out actually. It's been just a week ago or something like that. We've put out a new update that adds a bunch of new secret content and also a bunch of improvements to the physics and so on. A bunch of bug fixes and all that good stuff. So yeah.
Oh great. Okay.
If you have already played it and just want to explore a little bit into the world and actually backtrack and see what else there is to offer, there's quite a bit of extra secret content now. So I would say it's worth getting into again if you have some time. Anyway.
Definitely will. I'll definitely give it a try again.
It's enough of Glitchion. As I said, if you want to try it out, the link is in the description. But let's get into writing a little script for these spikes.
Yes. I'm still working on a little red jellyfish here. The patrol script is not completely working as planned, so I'm just gonna give the jellyfish the moving left functionality, and I guess I'll just let LDM or Jonas fix the patrol afterwards.
Right.
Tomorrow morning.
So, basically it's a spike, you collide with it, you die. That's the gist of it, right? So, yep. I am actually gonna do a thing here and just look at what we have for the enemy, because that already does that. So I'm just gonna... not in this script. The enemy scripts are a bunch of different ones, so that's the follow enemy. There's a seeker and an AI destination set. I think those are just all for the A-star stuff, right? Let's check out the other one, the patrol enemy. It has speed, patrol points. What actually kills you?
We have a game for now? That we have in the game?
Yeah, so like, I mean, what in the scripts kills you? I'm wondering right now because
I've not delved into the scripts.
Because apparently it's not in the enemies, so probably on the player then. Let's take a look at that. Maybe I should also put it on the player then and just add the spikes as like a tag or layer or something like that. Let's take a look here. So the player script, we have the update, we have the fixed update, we have no on collision as well. Does the player have any other scripts? No. That's...
Oh.
What is killing me when I hit an enemy?
Oh man.
That's weird. How is this happening?
Hell.
Because we have enemies, we have colliders. When you collide, they kill you, but I can't find out what actually destroys you. Is it the Seeker? No, that's something from the A-star. Huh, interesting. Okay, I might as well do it my own way then. I think there is a thing in the checkpoint manager that I can look into. Oh, where is the checkpoint manager? So let's just take one of those checkpoints, and that way we can certainly get to the checkpoint manager.
Get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, I have to figure out the script structure that Liam and Jonas have set up a little bit, because so far I've only done a little bit of coding for this. Okay, so this is a checkpoint and it has a reference to the checkpoint manager. That's where we want to get. So go to implementation. No, actually go to definition. That's where I want. Go to definition on this one. Alright, so checkpoint manager, I just want to verify reset player position. Okay, yeah, it has a public function that you can just call on it. Perfect. And it's a singleton, so I can just... Wait. Oh, and now I can find out where it's being set. Hold on. We're getting to the bottom of this.
Yes.
Find all references. No, that's not what I want. Find all references. Where is it? Enemy. What? There's a script that's just enemy? Or are we doing like inheritance and stuff?
Huh.
Because I can't see an enemy script on these, so my assumption is that... No. Wow, this is weird. I don't know why, but we have an enemy script and a follow enemy. Ah, yeah, okay, so this derives from enemy. Ah, I see. Alright, so basically it is being executed from the... Yeah, we're doing inheritance. I see. No problem.
I have a little jellyfish graphic
grab
going on
on trigger enter.
You
You got new graphics. Oh, amazing. Always looking forward to new beautiful graphics from you.
Array jellyfish.
Oh, amazing.
I'm gonna create a little piranha now.
Fantastic. Okay, so we just want to go into the spikes and paste the thing in here. Because it's already been done, so why not just take it, right? So that just calls a function on the checkpoint manager to reset you to the previous checkpoint that you've been on. And the start is also a checkpoint, so if you haven't gotten a checkpoint yet, you will still have gotten a checkpoint basically. So yeah, that's that. Charlie Pagel says, just quickly wanted to jump in and say best of luck with the game and have a great weekend. Thank you, Charlie. That's so nice.
Thank you, Charlie.
Go to player def function and see what it's calling. Yeah, I did that. All right, awesome, cool. My detective work has concluded.
Yes.
I can now kill the player.
Oh man,
it's murder.
Cold-blooded murder.
Yeah.
Okay,
so this is gonna be a spike. I'm just gonna call this spike 0, whatever. That's fine. And I am going to open a separate. That's always my setup. I always have 2 project windows beside each other, so that when I still want to keep one, I lock it, and then I look for different stuff in another one. I find it quite useful.
What was that? Sorry.
I was just explaining my setup in Unity. I have 2 project windows beside each other. And if I want to keep one open because I need it in a second, then I just lock it and
Yeah, I've
then
never
work in
seen
the
that
other
set
one.
up before.
I also usually have 2 inspectors next to each other, which looks a bit weird, but can serve similar.
It is odd.
Can serve similar causes where you lock one of them and then you compare 2 inspectors with each other. So now I have a different one, right? And I can still see the spike here and compare it with the checkpoints. This is a weird case in which, like, right now it doesn't make any sense, but sometimes it makes sense.
Yeah.
You want
I
to
still
compare
don't have
settings on
2
2 enemies or
screens.
something.
Everybody's always recommending it. I got so used to not having a second screen that
Oh, you don't have a second screen? Oh, that's so important for me live streaming right now because chat is on a second screen and so on. If I didn't have that,
and I have a second screen
horrible.
just right in front of me, which was my old screen.
And it's just not connected?
Sorry?
And it's just not connected?
I'm pretty sure I could just connect it, yeah.
What are you doing with your life? Do yourself a favor and connect it. Gosh.
Actually, I really should do it. It's a little bit smaller, it would be a bit cramped, but
come
probably
on,
worth
it's
it.
so worth it. You'll love it once you have it. You can just have like Discord and a
it's one of those
second
things when
screen
you
and
get it,
so
you
on.
just can't go back.
Yeah, definitely. It's horrible. At work, I only have 1 screen because I'm doing home office and I have my work. Like my room's not that big, right? My flat, and I have another little tiny desk that where only 1 screen can fit on it, and I just always hated that I only have 1 screen.
And it's dedicated to work, right? That little secondary desk is just for your day job?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm super glad that I can do home office during these times, but it is sometimes annoying only having a single screen.
Understandable. Well, couldn't you do it on the same desk with like the 2 screens?
No, because I have a work PC that has the different stuff on it and so on, yeah. And I also don't want to blur the line between work and free time too much.
Yeah, good call.
Because at some point you don't know what's work and what's free time anymore, and definitely...
It's a little hour glitch on here.
Yeah.
A little hour there.
Or then like stay at work too long and like do overtime and so on.
It's nice having that separation, even if it's just like a room or a desk and just changing up things.
One thing that I want to do is I want to put the pivots of these spikes at the bottoms. I think that makes a little more sense than having them at the center. Because then you can kind of scale them around more easily, I feel like. Yeah.
Let's try. I need to also remake the player character so we can have facial expressions.
Oh yes, please, that's awesome. That was a
Maybe
request that I had.
after the piranha here, I'll do that, and then I'll call it a day.
Yep, that's fair enough. I also don't want to do it for very much longer. I just want to get these spikes going.
Yep.
And then probably wrap it up for today, and tomorrow put in a bunch more work. Tomorrow we will be doing this again. I might not stream again though, we'll see. Maybe if I feel like it, I'll stream again. Maybe making some music, because I want to make music tomorrow.
Oh yes, and sound design. Jan's got a lot of work.
Yeah. So for the music I might just start another stream, because streaming music making is always fun.
Yeah. People give you suggestions and stuff.
Yeah, and it's also something that I feel like is very streamable, more streamable than coding, I think.
Yeah.
Coding looks a bit dull, and music you always have something to listen to. So anyway, so that's a spike. We have 1 of them now. It doesn't have a collider yet, but I just want to make prefab out of it. That's what I was gonna do, so that's why I set up the double folders. Oh wait, no, it's already a prefab. What am I doing? I just need a prefab variant now, yeah, because I have a bunch of different spikes, so I want to make variants of them that basically do pretty much the same thing but have different shapes to them. And I personally like accurate colliders, so I'm gonna do like polygon colliders for all of them. Because I always find it frustrating when you hit something and then the collision isn't quite accurate and you hit it even though it doesn't look like you hit it. So We want to make create prefab variant. And then we're gonna go spikes 0. And I'm actually gonna change the name of this one and call it spike base. And then this is spikes 0, right? And the spike base doesn't need a collider, this needs a collider. And then I just want to change the sprites on those.
Piranha creature coming up.
I need to get to see these, but I also need to make the spikes. Alright, so let's just make a folder for those spikes, because otherwise things will get a little bit out of control here. Gonna be a lot of them, so we should start sorting things a little bit. Maybe you can also sort your obstacles into an obstacle folder.
For the
for the terrain arts pieces and so on, in the prefabs folder.
Oh yeah, separate the prefabs, right?
Yeah, I think that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, definitely. Keeping clean folders, very important. Just like keeping a clean room. Feels just better after when you're working in it.
So we're doing the next spike, and now we're just gonna go 1, and then we're gonna go 2. And I'm just always duplicating this, as it is already a prefab variant of the base, and it will retain that property. So if we're ever gonna need to change something on the spikes, then we can easily change the base and it will be applied to everything. That's the idea.
We shall make a sacrifice of you.
Okay. And then one more. We have 9 spike types. So I hope
that should be the trick.
During level design we will use them. Okay, so let's make some colliders for these. We want a polygon collider. Exactly, and this is way too detailed. Oh my god, look at that. I wish that could be simplified a bit. There is a thing in the sprite editor, I think that's called what's a custom collision shapes or something. But right now I just want to remove a lot of this stuff. Single path, and just have 2 points, 3 points I guess, because we're gonna need a triangle here. Okay. And then we can edit the collider. For that we want to go into normal mode again. Edit the collider. And make it spiky. And then a little generosity for the player. So you can still touch the top a little bit.
Yeah, always better to be generous, I feel.
Yep.
With
so we're gonna make it a little slimmer and a little less tall, so that there's some leeway and you don't die immediately when you touch the first pixel. So yeah, that is spike 0, and we're gonna do that a bunch more times. Now for spike 1, and you know.
Yeah, and a cool question here. So when for the characters, the facial expressions, when he's small. Do we have facial expressions when he's small as well as when he's puffed up?
Yeah. I think
so. The eyes will need to be smaller.
I mean,
a lot smaller to show a little mouth.
Yeah. The thing we could do, of course, is to just have facial features in like separately, and then you could just animate the individual facial features. In Unity, just swap the sprites and so on. Maybe that'll be a little bit easier than animating a custom face for small and big. But your call.
Yeah. I think I'll do that. There'll be a small body and a big body, and then just separate little facial features.
I know that's how we did it for Flubby Farm, and that worked quite well. Okay, so that's another one, and we're just gonna do that a bunch more times. Oh yeah, and probably should... I'm gonna put it on the obstacle layer, I guess. And that's the beauty of prefab variants. I just changed it in the base, and now it's applied to everything. Okay, move this. Polygon collider. Ah, yeah, it has the points here. So nice. Then I can just do that. Yeah, Frederick also says the second screen is a must.
Yeah.
You're missing out.
I'm missing out on something big here.
And you have it right beside you. It's so funny.
Yes. It's kind of a mystery. Yeah, it would definitely take a little bit of effort to get it to work properly. To be done.
Hey Jan, do you have any tips for losing motivation due to poor art skills? Interesting. I mean, if it's really art, like there are several things that I feel like you can do. You can try to find someone who... Oh no.
Oh, you cut there, Jan?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't cut. I accidentally deleted my prefab that I was working on. Okay, no, it's back again. Okay, I didn't actually delete it. It just gave me an error message and I was confused.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to delete a point on the collider that I'm setting up, and accidentally, apparently, oh no,
deleted the whole damn.
Yeah. So you can get an artist who wants to work with you. That's a possibility, but sometimes it's not so easy to. How do you delete individual points on the colliders then? Can't do this with delete key. So yeah, that can sometimes be tricky to get people who want to work with you, but there are places where you can find other like-minded individuals. Game jams tend to be a good good way to team up with people, because lots of artists are there trying to look for programmers, lots of programmers look for artists, so that's I feel like a good way to get to know people who might then also join you in future projects or something like that. Of course, that also means giving up some control, because you're making things together, right? So you need to sometimes go for compromises and so on. So, but if you're willing to do that, I think working together with other people is the way to go. But also, I feel like art is one of those things that anybody can learn. I mean, you might be predisposed by what you've already learned to become better more quickly, but it's really not magic. Like, it's really not something that, even if you're a programmer right now, you cannot learn. I mean, look at even Jonas, right? He might not like to do art as much, and he's mainly a game designer and programmer, but he's doing some pretty nice looking art for Will You Snail, in my opinion. I mean, it looks pretty good. If you are not that good at like painting and drawing and all that difficult stuff, you know, you can always try to find different solution for your art. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is so basic. These are just shapes, right? Anyone can do this.
Yeah, if I can add some input there, it's true that there's so many different styles that don't require huge amounts of technical skill.
And in fact, you made a video on that recently, right?
I did actually. I consider my art pretty easy to make. Well, a lot of it is very simple to make, and many people could build up their own skills using some of the techniques that I shared on my YouTube channel.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, simplicity can go a long way. But of course, there's also the alternative of the amazing asset store, which is just so full of incredible art assets. So yeah, if you really are against making art, you could look there.
Yeah, I agree. There's like, I think then you still have to have taste, because assets don't make a great looking game, in my opinion.
You have to assemble them right.
Yeah, you have to assemble them right, and you have to choose the right combinations. You should probably not just stick to one pack, because then a bunch of other people are already using it, and your game can start looking kind of generic, and it might not be exactly what you want. So there are some caveats with using the asset store, but definitely as like an extension or as like putting together several different things, it can go a long way.
Yeah, making, I mean, really nice, beautiful looking games is never going to be a complete piece of cake.
But it's also never been easier.
If it was too easy, it would just like lose a bit of its magic.
But there are definitely ways you can improve your art, even if you're not an artist.
Yeah. I feel like anybody could probably benefit also from classic drawing lessons. Like trying to practice drawing the human figure and perspective, and drawing from life. Something I want to do a lot more. I feel that would be like the key to improving my art faster and just better. Because my art is also improving, of course, because I just draw a lot every single day. But it probably could get all the better if I studied more like the real fundamentals.
Yeah, that's sometimes something that people just don't want to do, because
it's not the
viewed as boring, right?
Boring and very hard.
And it's difficult and not necessarily that rewarding for a long time, I guess.
Yeah.
So if it's about I'm losing motivation and so on, then I would maybe not say maybe start figure drawing, because then
that would not be
people might lose motivation even more quickly. But yeah, I think doing that at some point, if you really want to get into the arts, can be quite useful. I, for example, started not with digital art, but with traditional medium. I did art school for a while, and I was active with oil painting on canvases. And I spent a lot of time doing various oil paintings that I now have hanging on my walls here. It's kind of a nice side benefit from doing that. You get to put your own art onto your walls. It's a nice rewarding feature of that. But yeah, that also takes patience. You have to really love it if you want to go that deep into it. But even if you don't love making art, I think you can go for some styles that are economic. Like if you're doing 3D, low poly styles, maybe with some toon shaders on them. There are definitely lots of technical ways to achieve great looks as well. Right? Yeah. Shader programming. Like if you're really a programmer, you're really that technical person. Some of the most amazing game art fully depends on just having great shader programmers. So I feel like that really helps a lot. If you know how to do that, then you can make your games look amazing without doing one bit of art. I mean, a lot of the reasons why Will Your Snail actually looks really good is because Jonas programmed some shaders that add bloom and contrast settings to it. If you look at it without the shaders, no offense to Jonas, but it actually looks like garbage.
Well, it's always part of the, sure, shaders are a pretty hard skill to get into, I feel. Not easy writing shaders from scratch, and never even tried.
It's also getting easier though. I've also tried programming shaders myself. I've been doing that at university, and I can attest to that can get kind of difficult, but I feel like when you have material editors and shader graphs and so on, like they do have that now in Unity Universal Render Pipeline, and of course in Unreal, like you don't have to stick to Unity, of course. In Unreal, there's this amazing shader editor, material editor, that you can just get into and get beautiful results with no classic art skills at all. So I feel like there are so many ways, especially in game dev, you can make stunning results that look fantastic without really actually being an artist. What still definitely is always going to help though is having taste and building up taste. So I think
a lot
that's
of people have
something you
great
don't
taste,
really
and
get
then
around.
it takes them many years to live up to that great taste and build up those skills that can meet those.
Yeah, but by that I also mean like understanding of like things such as color theory and just those basics that are not necessarily tied to something like figure drawing and so on, but that are still kind of fundamentally important.
Tons of very interesting skills to master with game dev, and of course not all of them are going to be fun to learn or master, but some of them are necessary all the same.
I feel
sometimes
like that,
one mistake I was making a lot when starting game dev was really thinking it was always supposed to be an enjoyable process, everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is not the case, of course.
I mean, look at me. I'm editing colliders for all this time now. The reason I'm having fun is that I'm talking to Noah and to you guys in the chat.
Yes, thankfully.
Otherwise this will be a frustrating experience.
I recommend also, Jan, a very quick, maybe a quicker way, maybe not. What I do is an edge collider, and then I just add points to the edge collider.
An edge collider, but can
There's
you...
a little hole though, yeah.
Can you make complex shapes like these with the edge collider?
You can, but actually the polygon collider seems to be better because it's actually filled up, and with the edge collider there's always going to be a little hole somewhere.
Yes. No, this is
I learned something again.
Realized shape. I've done this before, it's fine. It just takes some time because I have 10 spike variations or 9. I think 9.
I had to do that this morning with the terrain.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because the defaults that Unity generates for you are just way too high resolution. And that's no good. Now I remembered again how you delete points on this. Okay, let's make this a little bit taller. Alright, I think that's fine. And we have 2 more to go. Those are the corners. Let's make those real quickly, and then we can add some of them to our test level to see if they actually work, because I haven't tested them yet even. But I think they should work though. There's no reason why they shouldn't. So, add 1 more of those polygon colliders. King Owl says, imagine talking to chat, imagine reading this. Oh no, I'm reading this. Very cringe. Yes.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, King Owl is quite the character.
He's been here from the very start.
Yes.
He's a good supporter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Really appreciate having King Owl around.
Yep.
Someone I originally met on Jonas Snail Discord.
Oh really?
Yep, and he's since also joined the Glitchy Discord community.
Oh, neat.
So if you want more of King Owl's amazing antics, join the Will You Snail and the Glitchy Discords. We are having a good time there.
Yep.
Am I doing my plugging things duties right?
I think you are. So I've got a new player character in that, but as soon as I press play, he scales up to a certain value and the facial features are sort of brought to the middle. So I'm guessing this is programming stuff, and I'll probably discuss that with
Jonas. Jonas might have programmed some, like he's coded in some animations. But I'm sure that this can be figured out. I think he's doing something to change the scale of the player actually to make the player face the right direction.
Right. Well, I'll discuss that with Jonas tomorrow then.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
And I think I'm gonna call it a night.
Done here with the spikes. This is the final one, the final piece.
I will call it a night, and before leaving, if any of you have any questions, I am...
Oh yeah, now's the best time, I think.
Oh, X-Top is asking me to sing. Oh, I hardly ever sing. Certainly not going to start on this live stream.
I can sing if you want to. I'm actually... I like to sing. Singing's fun. I sometimes record my voice too for my music. So I'm not ashamed of singing, but I don't know what to sing now, so...
how about the Game Jam Blues?
Oh yeah, hold on, there's stream music, I need to turn that off. Well, it's like it's the version control blues, right?
The version control blues, yes.
Let me tell you a story of a game jam that we're taking part in right now. And when you take part in the game jam, the version control is always the problem. At some point, Unity, Collab, or Git are always shit. All right, so that's gonna be it for now. It's the version control blues, baby.
Everybody in chat.
Okay, has everyone left now? I'll turn on the stream music again. That's a little insider that we started last time, because whenever we do some kind of game jam together, version control always gets in the way and messes something up, and then we have a whole hour or something that we just spent on that. Why don't we use Bitbucket? You mean like with SVN or something, or with Git? Because that also tends to mess up things. There's always something. And because Unity Collab is just a little bit easier to use for a game jam. Certainly for bigger projects I recommend using Git, though that has its caveats as well. I feel like there's no really fully good solution that always works and is simple to use and has no problems. But still, version control obviously is very important for your projects. I mean, we couldn't even work together right now if it wasn't for version control, so there you go. But it certainly can be frustrating when things don't quite work out. So I'm just gonna place a few spikes on this. Maybe not on this one, because that one's the one that I use for skipping over the waterline. I'm just having too much fun with that, so let's put it somewhere else.
Jonas will log in tomorrow and enter the project and like see all these new things, like oh yeah, spikes, oh wait, damn it.
So I'm gonna put some spikes here.
Do. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go then. Yeah,
all right. It's been fun having you around on the stream. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, of course. Yeah, I'm happy to do this tomorrow if you're up to it as well.
Yeah, tomorrow I might do another one. This has been quite fun.
Has been.
Actually, 1 second before you go though. Before you go, I gotta get in on this thing that you've collabed, right? I gotta check it out, and I need you to be here for the reaction. So, hold on.
Go ahead.
One final thing. So I'm thinking. I'm thinking about this. I'm sinking deeper and deeper. Oh no! Oh, the spikes that I added are gonna. I'm just gonna add one and this one. All right, and scale that up a little. Oh, you got those piranhas. Oh, they look so angry.
Press play, so you see the jellyfish also.
All right, so we have these spikes here. Might change the color later on. Maybe like a red or something like that would signify their danger better. But we'll do that later.
A common red highlight to anything that can actually harm the player.
Oh, okay. So if that's already a rule, then we might as well make the spikes red.
What I'm doing with Oro Bolo, having anything that's supposed to be dangerous, red.
Oh my god, that face. Oh, that's hilarious. Oop. I'm a big boy. Oh no, okay. Yeah, they actually hurt you.
Obviously the eyes
right now they still hurt you even if you're big. So that's gonna change in the future. Let's run away from them.
Doesn't feel like
the spikes don't hurt me.
So it's facing the right direction.
Mm-hmm. So I need to change something on the spikes because they don't hurt me. I'm gonna figure that out in a second, but yeah, these are cool. Oh yeah, basically gotta add the same kind of scripting stuff that we have on the player character to the piranhas as well, so that they always kind of face the right way, right, and don't turn around like they just do now. But yeah, that's something for Jonas to figure out. I think he's already got a good grip on that with the player.
Yeah, should be easy enough.
Yeah, alright, cool.
Alright, well, have a good night, Jan, and also excellent day of work.
You too, have a good night, man.
And yes, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow around 10, half 10.
Yeah, 10 is probably gonna be the time for me. That's my usual time for starting work.
Great. I'll see you then.
Alright, see ya. Bye-bye.
Alright, cheers.
Okay. So one thing that I want to figure out before I end the stream is why these spikes are not. So you're clearly colliding with them, and they have their script on them, but maybe there's something that is still wrong with them. I mean, they basically just do this. Let's print in here and see if we actually get in here. So print. Player spike collision, whatever. Lots of typos, doesn't matter. Print any collision spikes. Alright, so we have two prints. We expect this to print with any collision against the spikes, and this one only if it's the player, and then it should reset the player position. So one thing I'm gonna do here, we're still doing find object of type. Let's just use, actually I made this a singleton, so let's just checkpoint manager dot instance, so we gotta use the big instance for that. And actually I'm gonna do the same thing for the enemy script as well, just so that we unify this and don't use find object of type anymore. Yeah, and do a flip before you end the stream. I don't think you're gonna be able to see it, and also I might not be around next time if I attempt to do a flip now. Beres asks, how do you do the wave animation? That's the all-in-one shader pack that Noah added to the project. So it's very simple, it's just a shader, it's not actually an animation. But yeah, looks kind of cool. As well as for the background, this like distortion and so on. Alright, so are we actually getting some prints now? Let's not maximize and play, and let's have the console. Oh, we got no prints at all. Okay. That's pretty strange. So they're not detecting any collision whatsoever. Let's see here. Oh, it's because it's on trigger enter. That's the problem. On collision enter. Oh no, wait, that's the enemy. But I copied it from the enemy, and that's a copy error. That's why you shouldn't copy too much code. Wait. This is what we want to save, and here we want to change it. We don't need those prints anymore, I figured it out. Okay. On collision enter 2D. And then this shouldn't be collider, but collision 2D. And then collision dot collider, or really actually game object. Okay, that should do the trick. Let's try that again. Okay, then do a swirly, dipply, nimbly, hipply before you end the stream. I might attempt that. You just have to tell me what that actually is, and then I can try it. Okay, let's actually get away from these guys. Yeah, alright, now they reset you to the checkpoint. Beautiful. Alright, Yeah, spikes are working. That's fantastic. Great, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a day as well. Already, I think, streamed a bit longer than I originally intended, so thank you everyone for joining. If you haven't yet and you liked today's offering, feel free to subscribe. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, also if you subscribe you might see that tomorrow I might stream again, if I feel like it, and if I feel like it's gonna make for some chill times and good content. I do these streams regularly, or semi-regularly, not regularly, but you know, sometimes I do streams when I feel like it and when I have something to stream. I also do feedback streams sometimes, so if you want to get announcements for feedback streams that I'm doing, where I look at your games and give you feedback, or your whatever really, it can be art, music, whatever, feel free to join the Glitcheon Discord, where I announce those things. The links to that are in the description. And I wish you all a beautiful, happy evening or day or whatever it is in your time zone. And see you at the next stream. Bye bye.